It is Friday, January 3rd, and there will be no delays on January 6th. All right, my lovies, pull up a seat. Let's have us a chat. This is one of those days where a lot of things are happening, a lot of information is flying, and I think there might be some discrepancies on what some people thought might happen today, or what certain phrasing that came from people, what it means. People are forgetting things like context and reading the room and when is the right time to do certain things. So let's just whip all that back in together. And yes, it's garden time as per usual. And we're doing the makeup filter today because I'm tired and I'll look it today. I don't know about you, but just been, watching, just watching everything, watching. I've been staying up way later than I need to be, not because I feel anxious, but just because I want every drop of information that's coming. Just like whatever we're watching, it's history in real time. And who can look away? Well, me, because I'm about to puff. Hang on. Okay, so today was a milestone day, but not because we expected something wild to happen. It was a milestone day because it was the first day of Congress and they needed to elect a speaker. We were not sure if Mike Johnson was going to be able to carry that over. Now, make no mistake, none of us like him, okay? But this is actually probably worse. But he's a bit of I want to say he's more of a heritage guy, almost, than a MAGA guy. Don't forget that 2 weeks ago, Dumpty wanted that man's head on a platter for not doing what he wanted. So as much as we don't like him, he isn't such a loyalist that while he turned his back on the agreed upon package, which is no bueno, he didn't stand in the way of things to the point where he was willing to let the country shut down. So I don't like him, but, it's not like he's Bobert or something. He's not Muscatina. Now, some of us were wondering if there was going to be a fiasco because it didn't seem like he was going to have the numbers initially. And we're like, shit, if he doesn't have the numbers and there's not a speaker, we don't want one of these things where it goes on for weeks. We want everything to stay on track. And I said this on the TikTok, both sides want everything to stay on schedule in terms of getting to the 6th, etc. So neither one of us wanted to see a mess. Dumpty, that's why he got back behind Johnson and was like, I'm not even going to fuck with this. Just, yes, all of you guys go with him. And, so we weren't expecting any fireworks today, but for some reason, some of you were. Some of you were kind of disappointed with what Hakeem Jeffrey said during his address to the room. And I need you to remember, and some of y'all had it in the comments, some of y'all did catch it, the context of who he was speaking to. Okay, he was speaking to the room. That wasn't a press conference for us. He's addressing the room, okay? And he's not wrong. The legislators have been very careful with their language this entire time. None of them have come out and said anything extremely negative. None of them have said, fraud or anything like that. Now, they have more recently pointed out numerical anomalies and reports and findings and acknowledging that those things do exist and there are questionable things, but there isn't a call from leadership to say this was stolen and we've been cheated, and that's intentional, okay? As soon as anyone says that, we all get slapped with, we know what we get slapped with. We get slapped with it for talking about this. We have actual data and our own people are like, hey, you sound like them. So that part of the little psychological shit they had set up worked because we are now brave souls for being able to say, hey, this ain't looking right. So is someone going to do something? Like, that's the brave thing now, to say the obvious thing, because people are that afraid of being seen as one of them. And it's ridiculous. It's like a bunch of people going, no, the sky's purple. It's definitely purple. Like, all right, glad you see purple. So we want everything to stay on key. And Hakeem Jeffries was speaking to the room. He was not speaking to us. Okay? So when he tells the red hats in the room that there are no election deniers and their guy is going to be 47th, like I told y'all, I say that to some of my friends too, the ones who want to fight over Dumpty and, oh, why do you hate him so much, huh? Why do you hate him, huh? Why, you triggered? Why do you hate? I have some of those in my life, not by choice. And I've taken to just looking at them and smiling and going, yeah, you know what? You're right. Yeah, nope. I have no problem. I don't hate him. I don't have a problem at all. No, he's going in. You are right. There is nothing else. You're right. And then they get mad at me. They're like, why are you saying it like that? No, I'm agreeing with you. Why are you upset? I said, okay. Can we change the topic now? Like, they get so upset. They get so, like, that alone is enough for me. I enjoy pissing them off that way. Like, what? I'm agreeing with you. They hate that. They hate it when you agree with them. They want to fight you on it. It's amazing. But, like, so easily trolled. But yeah, that's what he was doing. Same thing, okay? When you're speaking to a room full of those people, you go, yep, everything's good. You guys won. But he still didn't say free and fair. They didn't say anything about that, okay? And we need y'all to stop, like, looking for anything to give up on. And if you feel that way, that is fine. Then you need to go find a channel elsewhere. You need to go find your people, because we are no longer your people. If that's how you feel and you're just ready to roll over and take it. I also wanted to talk about this House bill package, because someone tagged me in that, and the way that information was presented, it sounded so scary. Like, oh my gosh, all these rules are going to affect right away. And no, what that package is, I mean, it is abhorrent, the bills they have in there, but it's basically an agenda. And we knew that they already had that shit written up, because the Heritage Foundation said they published a fucking book with everything they were going to do. The only people who didn't read it were the people who voted for it. The people who read it were like, fuck no, thank you. And we tried to get them to read it, and they were like, oh, book. And so here we are. So we already knew it was going to be terrible. We knew all the horrible shit they were going to propose. And yes, it's terrible, but it's not in effect. It's just the agenda of the different bills that they want to bring to the floor during this session. And yeah, it's going to be bumpy. It's going to be shitty, and it's going to suck for everyone. But for people like me, folks that are in already marginalized communities, it's only getting a little bit worse for us. Like, we're already used to being the gum on the bottom of the American shoe, okay? We already have to adhere to rules that don't apply to other people, or the rules only apply to us. We already have to deal with people judging us and telling us we're not shit and trying to keep us down and keep us out and not having access to things. And so it's only a little bit worse. What it really is it's getting worse for some of, I won't say y'all, but for people who have never experienced that before, for folks who are not used to any kind of discomfort ever, are suddenly going to find themselves disenfranchised and uncomfortable, and they are not going to know what the fuck to do with that. And we're over here like, welcome, this is what we've been living with every day. They are now poor. Is now the new black brown, okay? They have ushered in an era where, unless you're a billionaire, you may as well, your working class there is no color. and they don't mean it in the good way. They just don't want American workers unless it's for field labor. They want to import visa labor that they can take advantage of and make sure that we don't have shit. Crazy stuff, but it's not in place yet. It's just agenda, what they want to do. So I don't want folks to freak out too much about that just yet. It's like intentions, which we know are bad. If you looked into Project 2025 at all, you knew it was going to be bad. So the only folks that should be shocking to are people who weren't paying attention and the red team, because they fall into that other group of people who were not paying attention. Okay, I'm going to keep this rolling. Part 2. Hang on.